All right. Ladies and gents, hope you can hear us. Good evening. Good. No, I don't think it's good morning for any of you. I think it's good evening for all of us. Um, I hope you all are having a great holiday season. And first off, I appreciate you all being here and kind of spending a part of your holiday month and week with us. What's up, Nicholas? Good to see you guys. So the stream's working. That's excellent. I'm here with Justin from Avast and Fred, who we talk every single day. So Let's team. So yeah, I just maybe Justin, you can kind of tag along with this because you had some things to say too. But I wanted to start off the stream with the purpose of the stream is to announce the winner of a giveaway that we've been doing on Reef2Reef. So very excited to list that. It's a really cool giveaway that we're doing that we're partnering with Avast with. That the Reef2Reef team gave us the opportunity to kind of partner and collaborate to where we could set up somebody's tank to be awesome. Because I think that's I know that's why Top Lids is a business. I don't know about Avast. Maybe they're just a business to make profit or something. But yeah, I just the response has been amazing. This has kind of been a test, or it's sort of like we've never done this before. Avast kind of has a little bit more experience in this than we do, but it's sort of us coming out of our shell with Top Lids a little bit, coming out of the production house and coming to see you guys and interact. So it's been really fun. As Justin talks, I'm going to let in another guy from our team, and I'll introduce him. So Justin, did you have to piggyback on that?
Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm Justin. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, sir.
Sorry, I'm Justin from Avast. And as Tyler was saying, he kind of alluded that we're somewhat more experienced with this sort of marketing type of thing, and I'm not really sure. This is actually my first live stream, so you're gonna have to kind of bear with me a little bit as I work through some of the little bits and pieces here. But I guess we came up with this idea a couple of months ago and wanted to try this format where, rather than us having like a giveaway where we just put something on, social media or something like that, and everyone does their entry. I kind of wanted to have, something that had a little bit more substance to it, where, people could talk to us about, why they wanted this prize and what it meant to them, like how they would use it, and in doing so, maybe drive a little bit of discussion about, what they like about our products, what they wish they could see in it, in future versions or something like that. And just kind of trade stories too, because stories are fun, and we like to hear about other people's tanks and what problems they've come across and how they've solved them, and that's how you learn, and that's what I've always liked about the forums, and Reef2Reef especially, over the 30 some years. I don't know if these forums have been around for that long, but I've been doing it for a long time. But I remember, way back when forums became a thing, that's what I really liked, was trading information with everybody and stories. So, but I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for, taking the time to participate in this discussion and, sharing your stories and your ideas, and, you kind of look at your hopes and like what you've learned over the, this past year, and, some of the responses that we had with, some of the questions were a lot of fun to read, and, a lot of fun to participate with too. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, it's been really cool seeing sort of some of the stories that are out there, because I think that Reef2Reef's one of those cool places where like some of the untold stories can get told. So it's sort of been for a lot of people, I think, like, hey, I'm not alone when I have this problem, or hey, I'm not alone when something crazy and weird happens with my tank, and people chime in and say, oh yeah, that's happened to me before. So it's just like it's a great way to connect and meet new hobbyists. We have not really been that active on Reef2Reef up until a couple months ago, and it's been a great place to just meet new people in the hobby and kind of form your own groups. So I kind of jumped past introductions. Maybe a lot of you kind of don't know who the heck we are. So I'm going to let the three handsome gentlemen in front of me introduce themselves first, and then me being the ugly one, I will go last. So Fred, you wanna start with who is
Yeah,
Fred?
absolutely. Uh, okay, I am, I guess, as thanks Tyler for share who I am. I guess I've been in touch with most part of the customers, me, Bruno, and Rafael. I started on this company like 4 years, and I guess Justin touched the point where stories, untold stories, very cool to hear because everyone has an experience, everyone has something different to share, and we always learn. I mean, has been past 4 years now, and we learn every day. Every single customer say, "Oh, I figured out this, I sorted out that," and this is something I love. I mean, of course, I don't like to see the problems too much, but uh, that's something very grateful to see happening. And as everyone know, I'm Fred, and I've been on the engineering side on the customization of the product. Bruno and Leo, they make part of this team as well. They are more on the front. I'm just behind the scenes with them, and uh, I guess that's it. I mean, yeah,
Cool, excellent, Justin.
great team.
Yeah. Justin, you want to go next?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I think, as I said earlier, I'm Justin with Avast Marine, and it's and there's really two of us founders. Dan, who's not on the stream tonight, but hopefully he's out there watching if he's able to. Um, yeah, we've kind of been at it, as a team now since 2010. So we've been doing it a little while. We've made a lot of products throughout the years, but I guess in the last, 4 or 5 years, we've kind of settled on a couple of, special, sort of niche products that, we've, really enjoyed, building over the, more recently. Yeah, as far as that goes, it's us and a couple of helpers, around the shop and stuff like that. Dan's wife is very involved in our company as well. Sorry, I did.
You're muted, man.
Oh, there we go. Awesome, man. Thank you much. And then Ralph.
Yeah. So I'm Rafael. I'm the sales person. I share the sales with Tyler at Top Lids. I'm in the company for over nearly a year and a half. And when I started a year and a half ago, I didn't know much about aquarium, and the hobby. But in Reef2Reef, after the training that I got from Tyler and Freddie, Reef2Reef was the place that I was learning, about the hobby. When I get some question from customers, I was always there, trying to get similar stories or similar the same difficulties that my client was facing. I was finding there, and it was very very good place to learn, and now with this giveaway that we are doing now, I could see, I was again involved with Reef2Reef, and it was so nice to see how everyone was sharing stories there. It's as we say, it's fun, but sometimes when you hear the stories from the jumpers, it's not so fun. It's a bit sad too, and most of the time we are hearing that, and when we are always trying to find a way to help everybody, and there they are doing the same. So it's just great.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm Tyler with Top Lids. I'm the CEO. Started in aquariums. It's been almost a decade now. It's been 6, 7 years at this point. Started off selling tanks, helping clients kind of build out their dream system, more retail focused, and eventually figured out that this jumping problem is actually a lot bigger than you think it kind of should be. Because I was just looking for an option to help clients that had to jump a fish. There was a guy that he was waiting for this tank. He ordered a 6 foot Peninsula tank from a company in Jacksonville named ProClear. I'll shout him out. ProClear Aquatics. They make great tanks, the ProStar line. And he ordered a 6 foot tank, and that was at the beginning of COVID. And they couldn't get the tanks finished. They ran out of basically parts to make the tanks, and the guy had to wait like 8 months to get his tank. And so he had a wrasse that was a flasher wrasse, I think, or a fairy wrasse, or some stupid expensive exotic rare fish. And it was like he ordered a $60 like tank. And he finally got it. We got it to him like the end of the year, and the third day that he woke up after he had the tank, the fish jumped in and it was dead. The wrasse was gone. So that sort of showed me there was a couple other clients that had that issue, but that one was really like there must be a solution for this. And then eventually found Freddie at Top Lids. Yeah, and then we here we are. So yeah. Before we go into the giveaway announcements, guys, again, just wanted to thank you for making sort of our dreams possible. I hope that we make your dreams possible as well, and that we help your tanks look and function better with less hassle, less maintenance, and more of what you enjoy, which is just enjoying your fish tanks. Because that's why we're really all here, and we're kind of all going towards the same goal here. So yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody, and you basically you are the reason that that we are here. So with that said, we are issuing a giveaway. So I'd say let's probably shut that out. We actually have already announced the winner, and I will say that there are actually more than one. There's more than one winner today. Technically, there's more than one winner. We wanted to make it to where even so, if like you guys kind of like blew the top off with like how much there was going on in the forums. We kind of didn't expect 80 pages of engagement from this. So it was pretty awesome. We had a lot of fun, and we wanted to make sure that everybody that kind of like really went the extra mile to like share about their tank, like engage with others, like answer people's questions, like sort of everybody that put a lot into this gets something. So I'm going to announce the winner first. And then there's actually a couple more people that I guess we'll kind of tag team. And Justin, I don't know if you have the sheet up, but I think that we can kind of tag team it. So like after, thumbs up. We can kind of, I'll announce the winner, and then the other green ones, the other people, maybe we can announce what we're going to do for them afterwards, and then kind of you'll do one, I'll do one, and then we'll kind of tag team it like that.
Sure. Yeah. And I was going to maybe say a little bit about, what I really enjoyed about some of their responses,
Sure.
and some of their contributions, because there's some absolute winners of posts on this thread that just, really made my day when I read some of them. They're, some of them were just absolutely hilarious and were very insightful. So, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any examples or?
Oh, absolutely. So my favorite topic was the day in the life. Describe a day in the life of your reef. And oh my gosh. Okay. So go back and look.
Page 47.
Was it page 47? Yeah, I have to.
Dude, I have no idea. I'm
have two screens. Yeah.
A lot of pages there.
Yeah. But the JoJo's Reef and the story about, oh my goodness, that just had me in stitches. That was great. And I think it was it, I'm trying to remember it now. I can't, go back and find the one who posted the thing about the hermit crabs fighting over all of the empty shells. And despite, there being all these awesome homes available for all of these, all of the hermit crabs, they have to kill each other anyway. And then there was the Maximus from Gladiator reference put on there. And yeah, that was a really good one.
I'm sure that a lot of parents can relate, and that it really doesn't matter how much you give to your kids; they will always find ways to fight.
Oh yeah, you have to fight over it no matter what. Yeah.
Like you have to fight over the little resources, like your parents' attention, or like the last Uncrustable or something like that, to like find ways to just like throw punches at your brother or something like that. So hermits are the same way. A lot of fish are the same way. There's actually something kind of interesting. Is that there was one, I forget who said it, but there was one fish that was specifically pointing out like deep water tanks that have like deep water fish. They will consistently dart up to the surface if they get spooked, and that's actually one of the biggest reasons why fish jump that we hear of. Is that like some fish that you'll never think, like a goby. Like, why is a goby jumping? It's like supposed to
it's on the
bottom and be a bottom feed. But like it like if it gets spooked, then it's natural. Like if you ever see them, like they'll dart out of the rock and then up, and then they'll kind of like try to go behind a rock or something like that. But sometimes they'll just go too far, or sometimes they'll dart up and then the fish will keep chasing it, and it keeps going up and it comes out. Whereas in the wild, in the ocean, that doesn't really matter. So that's why you kind of hear the carpet surfing of like they shoot 50 feet across a room, is because like that's how you get away from other fish in the wild, is that if you exit the water, then that fish can't see you until you hit way over there, and that gives you kind of enough distance to get away. So that was really interesting. I actually kind of like, we knew that as a company, but I hadn't heard it explained like that. So it's cool. There's some really knowledgeable people in the forums.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. So we're gonna initiate a drum roll. Again, just to reiterate, this giveaway was for a full top lid project. So any size, I think up to like some absurdly large size, but the winner does not have a tank that's that size. So a full top lid project, the works, anything that they want on it, any customizations, and then obviously the little food regulator cups that we do for the frozen food, to help to thaw the frozen food. And then Justin, if you want to mention what you got.
Yeah, and then on our side, we're gonna give away one of our plank automatic feeders, which is it's a dry food feeder, and it can be programmed to dose like very small amounts of food throughout the day, which is really the best way to feed pretty much any fish we keep in a marine aquarium. All of these fish are they have really high metabolisms because they're tropical, and they're in warm water, so they digest food very quickly, especially the little predators like the anthias and the wrasses and fish like that. So they need to eat not once or twice a day, but 6, 7, or really continuously if they can, because that's what they do in the wild.
Yep.
Is they just nibble at things out of the water column, or they graze algae nonstop. And so the plank feeder being able to dispense that little tiny bits of food so that everybody can get something, pretty much all the time is, it's a pretty useful tool for and that's not to say that it completely replaces the need for frozen food or feeding your fish by hand, because that's an important thing to do, because you need to be able to watch your fish eat, so don't think that this device removes the need for something like that, but it just augments, what nutrition you're giving them by hand feeding when you are there. And certainly when you go on vacation, it's very useful to be able to make sure they're getting something good every day, and not too much and not too little, because the tank babysitter didn't put enough food in the water, or overfed or something like that. So yeah, our prize is going to be, the feeder, and, we will help you with, any kind of setup. And, obviously we work with top lids all the time to make sure that the feeders work with whatever, special scenario you've got, cooking over your tank. We were just talking about one earlier that, one guy has a special, rack mount system on top that, is going to have we built him a custom mount for the for the platform, for the plank that will, and then integrates with the top lid, exactly where it's supposed to be. So, whoever, whoever the winner is, if you have, that sort of situation, we'll work with you to get that done.
Yeah.
And you also get a giant supply of reef jerky, which is the food that we make for the plank, but it is not the only food that you can use for the plank. It's just something that we find works really well. And so you'll get a giant bag of that, which most people ought to last probably 5 or 6 months. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, that client has a really cool system because they have like a floating canopy system because they don't want anything on top of their tank. They don't want any light mounts. They don't want any cords. They don't want any auto feeders, nothing. So that was kind of like an interesting point in that I believe that he has a mount that is mounted on the ground, if I'm not mistaken, and it comes up, and there's a rail, and it comes over his tank, and then the lights are over the tank, but there's a bar that's over here, right behind the tank. Yeah. And so he's going to mount the Avast feeder like right there. His tank's over here. Oh my gosh, that's just really hard. His tank's over here. He's going to mount it on this bar, and then the plank feeder has a platform. So the platform's going to come out. It has a tube like this, and he's going to make a big, long, giant tube that goes all the way into the tank like a foot. So, people have crazy ideas all the time, and it was kind of cool because we knew the Avast guys for forever. We've kind of inadvertently been working with each other before, but like to know that you guys did custom stuff was really cool because I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and I like to see people trying things like that, and I like to, I'm happy to work with anyone who has a far out idea of something different they want to do. Because when you do things like that, and especially when you share it on Reef2Reef, it helps everybody, and that's where you get innovation in the hobby. So I'm always happy to help make things like that work.
100%.
Yeah, this project is a very interesting project, Tyler. I also shared a picture with you. I don't know if it's available to you show. I guess it should be better to explain what you were talking about.
I don't want to make all the guests wait too long. Let me see if I can.
It's okay. I was just browsing while you were explaining, so.
No problem, man. Yeah, we're using a new streaming software, so I don't want to mess something and then have it leave, and then like all the people that are in here are like, oh man, what happened? So, but yeah, it's a really cool project. We commonly do like really, really super like crazy. Like we've had some pretty ridiculous requests before, and we just like do our best to not shy away from the challenge. So if you guys have I guess custom ideas for different lid covers, or you have a very strange tank, like we've done, bow front tanks, tanks with multiple sections, tanks with different levels.
Triangle tanks, hexagonal tanks.
Yeah, pretty much anything that you can think of, we've done at this point. So that being said, I don't know who wants to initiate the drum roll.
I was with the drums.
The full winner of both projects today is, I don't actually know how you say this. It's either Spicy on Reef2Reef or Spicy.
See, it's cool. It's like a little double entendre, right? It's spicy, but you spy the sea, right? So it's like,
wow,
looking at the ocean, or are you hot? Or
you could be hot,
or both.
You could go in the ocean because they're so hot. Yeah, Spicy. You are the winner. So I don't know if you're here, but if you're not, we'll contact you. We do like, I'm gonna announce some other people as well, and so is Justin. But we need a way to contact you guys. So like if you hear your name, or you're listening back to the live, or we're gonna post a list on Reef2Reef after this. Like if you see your name, you gotta claim this prize. So like we're gonna have to be in contact somehow. So like reach out to us somehow on our website, phone number, what have you, and then we'll just need like some way to kind of, I think probably a message on Reef2Reef would be best.
Yeah, that's what we did on the last one.
Yeah.
The last one worked really well like that. We messaged on Reef2Reef and got in touch with the last winner, and it was great.
Cool. So we'll just do a Reef2Reef message then. So we'll send that out to you guys. But Spicy, congrats. We're really excited to work with you on this. I think that you had an Innovative 50 EXT, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm excited to work with you. And I just wanted to mention like one thing that they mentioned in in their post that was kind of cool is that they said that I love wrasses, which was a theme. So I think that kind of everybody loves wrasses, and it being like a lid and a feeder post, like wrasse have to eat fairly often, and they can be kind of picky for many reasons. And also they're like the stickler, like they will jump out of the fish tank at some point. There are some people that we've heard that have kept wrasses successfully for many years. I don't know how they do it with no lid, but a lot of people have trouble keeping them with no lid. So that was like kind of a theme of like, I really like my wrasse. I'm having to keep this crappy DIY lid on top of my tank, or glass lid or whatever, and that I would love an upgrade. So Spicy was talking about they love wrasses, but firefish has their heart, and firefish is also another really common fish that we help protect. So Spicy, congratulations. Dan, if you want to, or sorry, Justin, if you want to go into like the next, I guess, part of the sort of the alternate.
Well, I guess, what we were saying before was that, we wanted to sort of, acknowledge some of the other people out there that just really contributed a lot to the thread, with stories and pictures and tagging other people and bringing other people in. And I think the one that definitely that stands out the most to me is T Brown. Thank you very much, T Brown. There was a lot of input there, a lot of pictures and stories and everything like that. So, we really appreciate all of your effort to make the thread, super engaging for everybody. And then I think I had said before, the stories from Reef2Reboot, I think has been around the hobby longer than I have. I got started in the early 90s with my first saltwater tank, but he posted a picture of when we had the question about show your old equipment. And boy, I have some old equipment, but he posted a picture of like a Polaroid that was like green and white from like the early 80s. And I was just like, that wins, a lot of really great stories from a veteran in the hobby, and that's really cool, especially when they take the time to help, teach some of the, the beginners and less experienced. So, we're going to be, probably doing a little bit of extra reef jerky. I've got these cool little coral forceps. Send you some fun stuff like sticker packs and things like that. So some of these will be headed your way, as our way of saying thank you for helping make the thread, super successful for us. Fish sticks. Love your idea for the camera for the auto feeder. We've kind of thought about that a little bit before, not really sure exactly how to approach it, but boy, I love that idea. Really love that idea. Don't know when or if it can be reality yet, but it's definitely on my list. The idea of being able to, have a little real-time camera that's, down where you can watch fish eat, and that's right at the feeder, it's a good way to do it. That's kind of a cool thing. Love that input. Who else do we have? JoJo's Reef, with the stories, and Fireman CJ. Had a couple good ones on there too. Back at my list here.
There's something just on the camera that I thought was really cool is that that your feeder is kind of really like the only piece of equipment that I can think of that's like sort of in the water and also sort of like jutting out into the tank.
Right.
Like that's really the only thing that I can think of that really does that. So that's like I've seen other cameras that they sort of have this weird thing that like juts out in the tank awkwardly, and then it not downing what others have done, but it's just like the Avast plank looks really good on top of the water surface, and like that would probably be a very sleek solution in terms of aesthetic. you guys could pull it off. I don't really know that anybody else could do anything with that.
Yeah, so that's definitely worth playing with and seeing how it works. But boy, it sure would be awesome to get some of those like close-up pictures of a fish, mouth open, freeze frame, gobbling up something. I mean, those are really the best fish pictures there are anyway, you know. So we'll see if it can come together.
Cool. And then I had some others to shout out. Again, for everybody that we mentioned, there's actually a couple others that we probably won't mention. We'll be getting in contact with you. We're just sort of working out exactly what we're gonna, do on this front. But you guys are going to be winners in a way, is what I can say. So, Tom the Turkey.
Yes.
You were like all over the place, and you were mentioning that something that kind of made me laugh is that you didn't want you didn't want your cats to have a salty snack or something like that. Of like whenever the fish would jump out, that they would find them. I actually heard that a lot. Is that whenever fish jump out, like the cats will find them and then they'll like meow like at 2 a.m. and then the owners wake up and like, why are you waking me up at night? Like what could possibly be there that you could want to meow at 2 a.m. And they go out and there's a fish flopping on the ground. They're like, oh, and then they get them back in the tank and they live. We've heard that like actually a lot. So yeah, keep your cat eating cat food and not fish. So I thought that was cool. So we'll be reaching out to you, Tom. You were awesome in the thread. Nate Shock was also another one that was all over the place. And let's see if there's any other notable ones, and then we'll wrap up. Let's see. Ralph, do you have any members you wanted to shout out? Because you were in the thread a whole bunch.
Yeah. Just don't know how to pronounce some of the names. But R. Morris 13. It's one.
Yes.
He was
R.
leading
Morris
there.
13.
Yeah. And also MWW00DS. You know.
MW Woods.
Yeah, MW Woods. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That was a little better.
Yeah, sounds better. Malacoda too. Yeah.
M. Schmidt, I saw a lot. Zero Damon, I saw a lot. So there's a lot of you guys. Again, we'll be hitting you up on Reef2Reef. So look out for our messages to see if we can work out something cool for you guys and shoot it over. But again, I guess just to wrap up, Spicy, congrats. We'll be in contact with you. We're really looking forward to working with you. And to make your tank look really cool and the function great too. Everybody else that we mentioned, just thank you again for sort of making this possible. I'm really excited about actually next year. We have some really big plans for next year. I think both Avast and Top Lids. So I don't know, Justin, if you wanted to sort of mention that as something that we can close out on. If you guys had anything specific planned besides the camera that everybody's going to start.
Well, I don't want to say anything about the camera. That's just a good idea. I'm not committing to it yet, but boy, I would like it just as much as as fish sticks would. I think
Yeah.
I think we may have I don't want to give away new products yet because timelines haven't been finalized yet. So
sure,
that's a no say. But look for something coming this year that I think will be extremely worthwhile. That's been in testing for a long time. We've had a lot of, put a lot of test time into it. So it'll definitely be worth it when it comes out. Other than that, I don't want to say too much more about that, but that it'll be worth keeping an eye on.
Incredibly broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit broad. Yeah, I know. But now I want to get Dan on here next time. We can do both. We can do that one announcement. Both.
Sure. Yeah. So, yeah. I think he's
live with his thunder because he's put a ton of work into it. So.
Yeah. Oh, Copper State Corals. Good to see you guys. We've worked with you guys before. Good to see you guys. And then for us. That what Justin just said. Dash, same. Enough said about that. And we're really looking forward to our. I'm figuring out like what I can say about this so that Freddie doesn't shoot me. When
Yeah.
when we stop the live, he's just gonna come to my house. Luckily, he's in Portugal and I'm in the States right now, so I'm sort of safe. But one thing we're really looking forward to is to help stores next year. I can't really say too much, but everybody that's local to a store, if you see a wrasse, and you really want that wrasse, it's kind of tragic because you kind of have this like moral, ethical dilemma of like, do I just like pull the trigger and pick it up and then like just hope it doesn't die? Or do I try to make something myself so it doesn't jump and brave like a handsaw and a spline roller, and see if I can make this DIY thing happen. Which a lot of people make great DIY screens. Like we've seen some very respectable DIY screens. Like people that it's like, hey, if your current job doesn't go great, give us a call, sort of thing. Maybe we'll have an interview. But like it's just hard. It's hard for a lot of people, especially if you're not like used to being handy. I know before we started this company, I wasn't super handy. That's sort of Fred's side with production. But where was I? Where's I going? Oh
Maybe
yeah,
because on the long term, right?
yeah. So with stores, sort of the challenge is, you go into a store, you see something you really like, and with a lot of fish like anthias jump a lot, gobies jump a lot, firefish, wrasse. There's a lot of fish out there that are just prone to jumping, and you kind of have to figure out, okay, well, I could wait a long time and get a custom lid. Long time meaning anything that's not now, basically. If it's not in the store, that's a long time nowadays, right? So like you have to wait a week, you have to wait 3 weeks, you have to wait any amount of time. That's a long time now. Whereas you just pick up a DIY screen at the store and then you're done, but you have to build it. Or you just say, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna like hope it doesn't jump, and then 2 weeks later it jumps, like we've heard from a lot of clients. So we're hoping that we can sort of bridge that gap and um, help it to make sense to stores to offer something similar to what we do for just the tanks that they have on hand. So if you have a tank that you just set up, or if you have a tank that you want to set up that's in the store that they're going to help you set up, like for maintenance. So they bring it to your house, they set it up and everything, that you have to wait to get the fish that you want, and that you don't have to put the brakes on your vision of your dream tank because you don't have a lid for a fish tank. It's a dumb problem. Why does this industry still have this problem? So that's something that we are going to be working very hard at next year. We're hoping that we can find something really compelling both for you guys as hobbyists and store owners, and sort of bridge that gap to where we don't have that problem anymore of like not having a lid and having this moral dilemma sort of thing. So that's what I can say. New products, like Justin said.
Yeah, well, and
Yeah.
one thing more I can say is that we will definitely do some more of these types of events with the thread and the discussion, because that was a lot of fun, and I want to do more giveaways because I want to learn more about what you guys are thinking, in terms of like what you want in products, and what works and what doesn't, that sort of thing. So it's a lot of fun. So we'll definitely do this year. So.
Yeah, mainly talking about this industry, when we are talking about new ideas, developments, etc. It's important to say that all the new ideas we test here in Top Leads, I mean, they take 8 to 1 year to figure out that, okay, we can launch that, because you are working with lives. So you need to be sure that everything will work and not damage the sea life inside the tank, right? And something interesting, because we had a customer of 2019, and when we launched the I mean, I guess that it was this year, right? The guy that bought the food regulator cup, like
Yeah,
he
from way
had
back.
one of the first top leads we've made, and we did make something very custom to him because he didn't know we had that solution as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so that's a great point. I think you guys is that we would love to do some more things like this because with Avast and Toplids being very client-facing companies, meaning we like to speak with you guys directly instead of kind of doing market research and figuring out, okay, what do we think that people want in aquariums? Just like let's just go ask them. Let's just like host a space where people can just talk about problems that they're having with their tank or solutions that they'd like or things that would be cool or just like bounce ideas up back and forth. And we can say with top lids, I don't know about Avast, but we can say with top lids that like 75% or more of all the stuff that we do, namely like the like cable cutouts that I think was kind of like our idea, but actually clients helped us to make different versions of the cable cutouts for different situations. The feed door kind of design with the venting that we do, that was a client idea. We originally did solid doors. So that was a client idea because it was condensation on the bottom. Freaking the light mount cutouts to make them like really, really tight fitting around everything and how to do that, like kind of at scale. That was actually a client idea that he owned a manufacturing plant and he helped us. Freaking the current iteration of the auto feeder cutouts, and the universal style auto feeder cutouts. That was a client idea. So like a lot of the food regulator cups was a client idea. Like most of the stuff that we do was your guys' ideas to start with. So it's really, really helpful for us as a company, and I'm sure Avast too, to like tell us what you guys want. Let's host some spaces for it. Let's get some conversations going, and then we can make really cool stuff for you guys. We can't necessarily guarantee that like you're going to have the idea and then we're going to ship it like next month, but like it's good to get the cogs turning of like, okay, what can we actually make a reality for people that doesn't exist right now, because it makes the hobby better. It makes the whole hobby better. So I agree. I think that we'll be doing some more of these in 2024. If you guys have even ideas for feedback of how to make these better or more fun or interesting or how to get more people on board or whatever, reach us. We're always open to talk. And other than that, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else?
Well, I just want to say thanks again for all the contributions and all the great entertainment and some of the great stories. So.
Yes.
Sure. I just want to thank everybody to participate that, and if I know you were interested in maybe get the prize, but as we can't give a lead for everyone or a automatic feeder for everyone, you can contact us and at least look for a quote. We can talk and see what you're looking for. If maybe you can buy it now or you don't want to buy it now, you can think of a future project and we'll be here to help you.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
And for any crazy customization, we are hoping to try a solution for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, thanks again. Have a great evening. Have a great New Year's.
Yeah, happy New Year to everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's almost 2024, so we got through it. Got through 2023. So, ciao, guys.
guys.
All right.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.
Bye. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye now, everybody.